Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go three abreast.
It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got them for a breath. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again, it's MRN's Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We are so glad you joined us. Happy Independence Day across America as we celebrate the birth of this great country. Steve Post here, joined by nobody. No Aaron, no Ashley, Kendra's not around. Gonna go solo with you here today on Winged Nation as everyone enjoying the holiday week, and that is absolutely great. We have had so much fun over the past few days celebrating, ringing in the holiday, and it's going to be a big, big week across the board. Of course, a big, big week in sprint car racing as well, as the highlighter is Pennsylvania Speed Week. And with that, let's get right to the Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics, and there are a bunch of them. You know, we're the Motor Racing Network. We broadcast NASCAR races, and we gotta brag when a sprint car guy does well in the NASCAR world. Absolutely. And how about Ricky Stenhouse Jr.? 2 wins on the season. Picked up the win on Saturday night at Daytona in the Coke Zero 400. A big, big win for Stenhouse. And it puts him in a unique category. Just think about this. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., how many people have won 2 Cup Series races and have been the crew chief on a winning World of Outlaw race? Stenhouse was the crew chief when Kyle Larson was out in the Midwest there a few weeks ago and scored the victory. So how about that? Crew chief for a World of Outlaw win and 2 Cup Series wins for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Congratulations to Ricky. What a big, big win for him. Yes, a smattering of applause for Ricky and the entire Roush Fenway camp. Speaking of winning, speaking of Cup guys, how about Kyle Larson? Sunday night rolled into Path Valley. It was the party at the Path, and he scored the victory, his first Pennsylvania win, and he silenced the critics. You know, it's interesting because the critics get all of the attention. But while there's a few people that talk about Kyle Larson not winning in Pennsylvania, he sold $13,000 worth of T-shirts. Somebody is not complaining about Kyle Larson. Somebody is happy he was there, and he continues on with Speedway up through the Wednesday night show at Hagerstown. So a couple of Cup guys with sprint car ties doing a great job as well. Speaking of hot topics, Donnie Schatz. It's summertime. The calendar has just flipped over to July, and here we go. Donnie Schatz has won the last 2 World of Outlaw Craftsman Sprint Car Series races, and Donnie Schatz is certainly getting hot as summertime, and oh, by the way, the month of money starts to kick off. And finally, I want to look at the IB Racing win list. Schatz is the leader there with 16 wins. Sam Hafertepe Jr. has 11 wins. David Gravel, we've talked about David and his strong season. 10 wins for David Gravel. 9 for Lucas Wolf. Remember, he's got the 410 and that Pabst Blue Ribbon 360 car, so 9 wins for Lucas Wolf and 8 wins for Paul Weaver. He runs 305s up in Ohio. And Morgan Turpin. We've talked a lot and talked to Morgan here on Winged Nation. So as we get to the midpoint of the season, a lot of drivers starting to rack up some wins and having a great time as well. And there you have it, the Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. If you need shirts, hats, T-shirts, hoodies, whatever you need, classicinkusa.com. That's www.classicinkusa.com. Don't think I mentioned it at the top of the show, but joining us, Joey Saldana and Tim Kaeding, and we'll talk to Joey next.
Find Winged Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center.
the crown jewel of the Northwest. $15,000 to win, $1,000 to start. It's the 46th annual Jim Raper Memorial Dirt Cup presented by the Skagit Casino and Resort. June 22nd, 23rd, and 24th at Skagit Speedway. The Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series National Tour takes on the best of the Northwest as Haferty, Herrera, and Bergman lead the charge, along with Northwest Focus Midgets and the Washington Modified Touring Series. Tickets on sale now at SkagitSpeedway.com or by calling 360-724-3567.
Don't miss this incredible 4th of July sale ending today at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, buy 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner and get 1 free. Clean clogged injectors and increase fuel efficiency with Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner this 4th of July at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey race fans, visit Camping World in Concord for convenient one-stop shopping on outdoor accessories, top brand RVs, and quality service. Buy an RV and enroll in the Good Sam Elite loyalty program, offering incentives valued at over $2,000. Browse over 10,000 Camping World products and accessories in America's largest RV dealer network. Plus, shop the top manufacturers such as Coleman, Keystone, Newmar, Thor Motor Coach, Winnebago, and many more. America's #1 RV dealer has something for everyone. Visit Camping World in Concord today.
See dealer for full offer details and disclaimers.
Hi, I'm Craig Kinzer, and you're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Welcome back. It is MRN's Winged Nation here, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Having a great time here as we celebrate the big birthday of America all week long here with some great racing and hopefully for you, some great family time. Let's go right to the guest list, right to the hotline, if you will. Joining us fresh off that win at Wayne County in the Articat All-Star Circuit of Champions, Joey Saldana joins us. Hello, Joey. Welcome back to Winged Nation.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, congratulations. Big win on Saturday night, getting the ride in the Indy Parts car. Tell us a little bit about how the ride, how everything came together, and then ultimately getting that win.
Well, I really don't have anything, and Bernie ran Kevin Thomas Jr. at Chillicothe at the end of Speed Week, and we just kind of talked about it. We were actually planning on going to Kokomo, and with Kokomo getting rained out, Bernie was like, well, I'm loaded, ready to go. Let's just go to Buckeyes. So we headed up there, and Betsy and Bernie gave me a shot, and luckily we had a good car all night and got to win. It was pretty cool, really for me. Chad Kimenall is their points leader, and he's really tough in the slick, and he always puts a good race in with the Outlaws when they come to town. So to be able to beat Chad, at least we had a good car and we did everything right to get the win. So it was pretty refreshing.
I can imagine it really was. Joey, when we look at racing like you find yourself doing it now, where you go in for a one-off deal, is there a bit of, I know there's stress to perform and you put that on yourself to win, but not worried about points, not worried about this, not worried about that. Was it fun just going to the racetrack and worry about just that one event that night?
Oh, yeah, by far. I got to take Reese, my oldest son, with me, and I don't really get to do that much with the Outlaws because you travel so much. So really it was just, hey, let's just go to the racetrack and have some fun and see what happens. And just that whole atmosphere, not really, the pressure definitely wasn't there. You just want to go and do the best job you can and perform well, and that's what we did. Bernie always, the Indy Race Parts car is always, a top-notch car. They've shown it with Jamie Veal, numerous other drivers. Last year they ran quite a bit of races with Jamie, and they always put a good car out on the racetrack. So as a driver, the car is capable of winning. And Bernie does a great job with working on his car and giving the driver what he needs to perform. And, he did that all night. He gave me a great car, and it showed. Actually, for me, it's never been one of my strong suits, slick racetracks through the middle, wing back, and he gave me a really good car, and it was fun to drive, and we got to win. So it was pretty neat because the last time I was there was 18 years ago and got to win. So it was neat to go back and back that up so many years later.
That is fascinating. And, yeah, that Indy Parts car is always good. Wherever they roll in, whoever they have, it's always been a good ride. Joey, when we have life situations, and we all go through them where roads take turns that we didn't expect or didn't want to see, we take a little bit of time and reflect on it. How do you reflect back on the last 2 or 3 weeks of your life and just all that's happened? What are some of the things at this point right now that stand out to you?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, I have a family. I have, 2 kids and a wife. We have insurance and mortgages, and we have to pay bills just like everybody else. It's life. My racing's been my life for my whole. That's all I've ever really done. If I wasn't racing, I was working at a race shop or working someplace on racing parts, and so it's really all I've ever known, and that's how I paid my bills. So when you get the call that you don't have a job and you got to figure out how you're going to pay your bills, it's definitely very stressful. If anything, it's probably more stressful. But I honestly, I got a great supporting cast. My family, friends, fans, everybody's been behind me 100%, and you just can't give up. I mean, there's always something that you can find to pay the bills. I mean, you always find a way to make it happen, and that's the way it is for us right now. We'll make it happen, figure out ways to carry on, and hopefully, if I can't get a job in racing or driving a race car, who knows what I'll do. But you just keep going. I mean, it's definitely been a great road. I mean, I've been very lucky. I've had 17 and a half straight years with the World of Outlaws. There's guys that, would love to have 1 year with the World of Outlaws. So I've had a great career. I love what I've done. You always want to do more. You always believe you could be better than what you were, but you just keep doing, just keep digging. And, like for this last weekend, Bernie gives me a shot. We go and we win the race. So hopefully that opens some doors for other teams that, I'm available. They need a driver. I'd love to come drive for them and see what happens. It's a tough road, and we just have to figure out how to make it to the next one.
Joey, I read a tweet from Shannon, your wife, earlier this week that was just something to the effect of the fan outpouring, the fan outreach. There are so many people that love Joey Saldana out there. What has that meant to you to get that outpouring of fans in this difficult stretch in the road?
Oh, it's very important. I think, in racing, it's such a business, and it's it's really, you want your respect of your peers. That's the biggest thing. You want to win whatever, but you want people to respect what you've done and accomplished. And I think as a driver for myself, it's always it's the guys you're competing with day in and day out. That's the respect. And at the end of the day, what's really important is the fans. You don't realize the people that pay attention and love what you do and appreciate what you do, and I think the respect of the fans is way more important than things that I think get overlooked by a lot of guys, including myself. You're just striving to get that respect of Donnie Schatz or Darren Pittman or Steve Kinzer or whoever, and really it's the respect of the fans that mean the most. So luckily we've got some great fans and a lot of people that support Joey Saldana. So you just want to go out and compete hard and make them proud. And luckily we did this weekend in the Indy Race Parts car. We definitely got don't have a job with the Outlaws, and you get an opportunity. So you got to go out and do the best you can, and we did that. So as a fan, that it makes them feel like, hey, we do believe in who you are, and look, he still can do it. So it's nice to back that up and can show everybody that we can still do it, and then the fans, want to be a part of what we're doing. So it's definitely means a lot, and definitely keeps you going and makes you want to go to the next race.
Very exciting, that's for sure. Joey, the last time we talked to you in person was up at Jackson at the Jackson National when we were up there for the AGCO Jackson Nationals. And at one time we were talking in the pit area, and you were saying one boy's doing this, the other boys are doing that. It's not, you want to be on the road racing sprint cars, I know, but you have had a little time at home. Have you been able to get involved with the boys in the sports and all the activities they've been doing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm very lucky. That's probably one reason Bernie gave me a shot in his car is he's starting this Indy Outlaw Karts here in the Indianapolis area. And, he's helped me get my boys in both the cars. And they got to race a couple weeks ago. And then they got another race coming up July 18th. So, that's a lot of it too. I don't want to drive for somebody and interfere with what's going on with my sons later. I'd rather not drive for Bernie and keep a friendship with him and him be able to help my boys, race later on in life. So it's a great relationship. It actually started with go-karts, and now I got to drive a sprint car. So who knows where this leads for them and myself, but it's neat to watch other people that respect what I've done help my kids just because of what I've done. And really, they haven't shown anything other than, they have to show the passion and desire to do it, and they've shown it so far. So it's neat to see them growing up like that with people like Bernie and Indy Race Parts help them out. And hopefully, who knows, maybe they can carry on the tradition of the Saldana name and have a third, fourth generation out there racing.
No doubt. That is very exciting. And finally, the final question on this, and you've kind of alluded a little bit to it. Are there any concrete races, whether with Bernie, or do you have any other lines in the water, if you will, that you have firmed up that you can share with us as far as plans throughout the balance of the summer, or are you still trying to work on things to put it together?
I really wish I could. I mean, definitely the Kings Royal and the Brad Doty race coming up here this week. Them are really important races, and I've always loved going to them, and luckily I've won both of them. So I would love to be there, but at this time I got nothing. I got nothing planned. I'm trying to put my own car together to run, who knows, maybe 10, 20 shows if possible. I would say best case scenario for that would probably be Peevely. But no, I mean, I really, there's people calling and this and that, but, another thing too is you want to make it the right deal, and you want to make sure it's the right opportunity, and I don't know, I'm actually enjoying being home and being around my family that you just forget. You overlook a lot of things in life, and definitely not getting any younger, and my kids aren't getting any younger. So right now it is a bad time, I think, in the eyes of racing for myself. You're like, oh man, you lost your job, you've been doing it for so long, and what are you going to do? But actually, it could be a blessing in disguise. You just have to take the best of what you got and do the best you can with the opportunities. And right now I'm just enjoying my wife and my kids, and we'll just see where that leads us.
It's all about perspective. It really is, and that's very exciting, really encouraging to hear with the kids and with Shannon and everyone else. Joey, as always, we appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win on Saturday night, and I have a pretty good hunch we'll talk to you down the road, but I appreciate your time here today.
Yes, thank you very much for having us. It always helps to get on a media deal like this. You guys reach out to a lot of people, so this definitely doesn't hurt for me right now. Hopefully people are listening, and who knows where that could take me.
Maybe they'll reach out to you, that's for sure. That's Joey Saldana joining us here after that win, the Arctic Cat All-Star Circuit of Champions win at Wayne County in Ohio. We need to step away because another guy that spent a little time in Victory Lane, Tim Kaeding, he joins us next.
Hi, I'm Dale Blaney, and you're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt late model have taken the checkered flag on Weld Racing Wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld Racing Wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld Racing Wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing, proven speed.
Classic Ink USA Screen Printing and Embroidery is constantly testing the limits of custom racewear and specialized embroidery. Headquartered in Western Pennsylvania, Classic Ink holds the highest standard, maximizing your return as well as the ultimate customer satisfaction. From track swag fanwear to quick crew crewwear, Classic Ink has you covered. Their dedicated staff and designers will keep your race team and fans looking sharp. Contact Classic Ink today and get your team ahead of the competition. www.classicinkusa.com. That's Classic Ink, at the track and on your back.
This is Tony Stewart. You're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Thank you, Smoke. Welcome back. It is MRN's Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Steve Post flying solo here as the girls are all off celebrating the big holiday, and more power to them. I think that's great, but We love talking sprint car racing, and we love chatting with this guy. Picked up the win Friday night at the Jackson Motorplex, followed it up with a second-place run with the World of Outlaws over in South Dakota. TK, Tim Kaeding, joins us. Hello, Tim. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Steve. It's good to be on it, especially it's been a couple weeks since we talked, and I think I finally got my head out of my you-know-what.
Well, it sounds like it. Picked up the win at Jackson and second with the Outlaws. Just tell us a little bit about the weekend, the performance of the car, and how they all played out.
I think Friday we, just kind of got luck of the draw and started up front finally. We haven't had the best qualifying year. Usually if you look back at it, I usually suck at qualifying, but we got the luck of the draw and started up front and just kind of ran our own race. I told myself before we lined up for the main event, starting on the pole, and just, if somebody passes you, just keep your head on and don't get frustrated. And we didn't have really any, anybody contend for the lead with us. Pretty much went nonstop, and it was, it was pretty awesome. I think the best finish I've gotten at Jackson's a third, and I can't thank my entire team enough. Brian, Craig, Dave and Jamie Lundstrup, Fulken brothers. They give me a great race car every weekend. I think I let them down a little bit at the beginning of the night, but try to make up for it at the end. Saturday it wasn't the best start. We started I think 12th or 13th, and track took rubber kind of early, and somehow, a guy like me that's either on the gas or off the gas, we managed to save a tire the whole night and kind of weaseled our way up to second place. I think if we might have had one or two more laps, we might have contended with Donnie a little bit, but he is who he is, and he's one of the best right now.
Tim, you talk about some of the struggles you've had along the way this year. What's the sense of relief like? Was it relief after crossing the finish line on Friday night or Sunday as you're kind of sitting around kind of putting it all together? Kind of this relief that, all right, back winning races, back running up front with the World of Outlaws. Was there a little bit of that after one or both of those nights this weekend?
Truthfully, after both nights,
yeah.
We've, having my son here with me this week and has been awesome, with him being able to get into victory lane Friday. Most people know me as a little bit of a crybaby, and I kind of started crying after the main event, just tears of joy. It was a great relief to get that monkey off our back to finally get a 410 win this year. We got a 361 and, ran third at Knoxville one night, but, other than that, we've, been a top 10 car maybe all year, and just a sigh of relief. We're a team that digs hard all night long, and we've put ourselves in, bad starting spots all year and have to race in the back of the pack and work our way forward, and we do that almost every night. And to be able to start up front and then to work our way up on a, slick one-lane racetrack on Saturday with the Outlaws was, feat within itself. I mean, I looked at that as a win. Running second to Donnie, you cannot, you can't complain one bit about having him beat you. As good as that team is right now.
No doubt about it. There's a lot of guys that have finished second to Donnie Schatz over the last couple of years. I saw the picture in victory lane of you and your son, and I'll tell you, and I know we've chatted about that before. Tim, as you look at life, and I don't want to get all Dr. Phil on you or whatever and that sort of thing, but 5 years ago, the Tim Kaeding of 5 years ago to the Tim Kaeding now, how drastically different are priorities, life? How drastically different is your life?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
5 years ago, I was more worried about racing and winning and goofing off and having a good time. And now I have, my little man that I have to take care of. He comes first before anything else. He comes first before my needs, my wants. He's definitely changed my outlook on life. I never thought I'd have a child or a kid or anything to that nature. to worry about, and I've been thankful enough. Me and Sheree, his mom, have a beautiful son that one day I hope does not want to get in a race car. Hopefully he gets golf clubs or, plays football or something that makes, money instead of spending money. But, any way I look at it, I'm still going to support him 100% on whatever he decides to do. And, I put him on the four-wheeler with me the other night, and he just wanted, the faster I went, the happier he was. So I think I'm pretty much up, what creek without a paddle right now.
we just talked to Joey Saldana, and he's got his kids in karts. Saldana's have to race. I think Kaeding's have to race too. I don't know that you have much of a shot there, but I do get it. I do understand it. I think this week, did I see you've got the completion of the Outlaw race and then Cedar Lake? Is that the plan this week?
Yeah, that's our plan this week. We're kind of just doing week to week right now. With Badlands shutting down and Knoxville being. We've kind of struggled here lately, and we're, trying to go back to the motto of what happened last year. The more I stay away from Knoxville, the better. And, hopefully, we'll get back there. But, as of right now, our tentative schedule is maybe to follow the Outlaws a little bit. Definitely this weekend at Cedar Lake and Deer Creek to finish that race, and then go, we'll see how the weekend goes and see what happens there, and potentially, maybe we may end up at Eldora the following weekend.
How about that? Wouldn't that be big? That's for sure. Tim, so happy. Friday night down in Daytona. I think I woke up on Saturday morning and saw you parked it in Victory Lane. So happy for you because I know how hard and how much it means to you. We appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us, and continued success going forward.
Thank you, and thank you guys for having us on. Hopefully we can get back on here again sooner than later. Absolutely. We'll work on that. You do your part, and we'll do ours. Definitely, Steve. I appreciate it. There we go. That's Tim Kaeding joining us here on the program as the winner Friday night at Jackson Motorplex. Yeah, the Saldanas, the Kaedings, they're going to be racing. I'm pretty sure on that, especially when it comes to young gentlemen, young men in the family. Hey, let's step away. We want to talk about the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and a whole lot more coming up in just a moment.
Watch MRN's Winged Nation with Steve Post and Ashley Stremme on MAV TV, Saturdays at 9:30 and 12:30 Eastern.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum's newest feature exhibit is our Salute to Champion Sammy Swindell, June 9th through October 15th, at the only museum in the world solely dedicated to sprint car racing, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa. Stop in and check out 8 of Sammy's original race cars and see his trophies, uniforms, and more as you learn about his outstanding career. The Salute to Champion Sammy Swindell is only this season at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville.
If your vehicle isn't stopping like it used to, visit O'Reilly Auto Parts for the Summer Brake Deals event. Take advantage of the O'Reilly Auto Parts Do It Right rebate and get a $25 O'Reilly gift card by mail when you buy a set of Brake Best Select pads and a pair of rotors. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Danny Holkraver, and you're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Welcome back. Thanks, Danny. It is MRN's Winged Nation. We always talk during the program about the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. Some birthdays today. Bill Horstmeyer, Jay Drake, Don Mack on Thursday. Friday, Jason Johnson, Al Cotton Farmer, and how about this? Saturday, Jack Hewitt. Yes, indeed, 66 years old for Jack Hewitt. On the track, 23 Silver Crown wins, a two-time champion, 46 USAC Sprint Car wins, 56 wins with the All-Stars, began racing in 1975 at Eldora, and there was that night in 1998 where he swept the 4 Crown. And yes, that's on track, off track, even more colorful. I would suggest you go to YouTube and just type in Jack Hewitt interview, and you'll see color. You'll hear color along the way. Exactly. Pennsylvania Speed Weeks continues on, and the month of money is upon us. It starts next week with the Brad Doty Classic, and on Thursday, Brad Doty will join us on MRN's Winged Nation Weekend, presented by Hefner Racing Products. And on MRN's Winged Nation on Saturday, it's Christopher Bell on MAV TV. Thanks to Joey Saldana. Thanks to Tim Kaeding for joining us here today.
You've been listening to Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. You can also find Winged Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center. Winged Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.